Okay, so on this question, they give us a function and they want us to find f of x plus h, and then the difference quotient, f of x plus h minus f of x over h, and then the limit as h goes to 0 of that difference quotient. It's going to be a bit of work. So first off, let's start up here, f of x plus h. That means take x plus h and plug it right in there for x. So I'll do that one right here. That's going to be 1 over negative 3 times x plus h minus 7, which equals, and if we distribute that minus 3, boom, boom, be minus 3x minus 3h minus 7, which is how they got that answer. 1 over that. Okay, so now for the second part, it's going to be a little tougher. Or I'll circle this one. So we want to take the difference quotient. Let's put it down here. It's going to be f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. And that is going to equal. So first off, f of x plus h. Well, that's right here. So in fact, let me just put it in blue just to stay with that same color. It's going to be 1 over minus 3x minus 3h minus 7 minus, and then we're supposed to put f of x. And what is f of x? It is that. So 1 over minus 3x minus 3h minus 7. Okay, all over, not forget the bottom down there, all over h, right? Because this is f of x plus h, and this is f of x, right? Let me just write that above just so we're clear. There's f of x plus h. There's f of x. Okay, but we can't stop here. We might say, okay, boom, we got it, we're done. Well, the problem is we can't stop here because why? This is fractions over fractions, right? It's fractions in the top of a fraction. So we can't have fractions inside of fractions. We can't have fractions in the numerator or denominator. We call that a complex fraction. And we can't leave it that way. It's unsimplified. So we have to simplify it. So how do we simplify that complex fraction? Well, what we do, like let me just put it right here. We're going to need another line anyway. In fact, actually, let me just get rid of these. So we can probably do it right here. Yeah. Let me come up here, just get this out of the way. So this is a complex fraction, which means fractions in the top or the bottom of a fraction. So fractions within fractions. So we don't want to leave that. So what do? Whenever we have that, we multiply all the terms. I'm just kind of scribbling here. All the terms, top and bottom, by everything under the little bars. What am I talking about? Here's a little bar. Here's the major bar. This one, right? This is the big bar, the major bar. Right? Here's a little bar and a little bar. It's smaller anyway than the major. They're the minor bars under the little bars. So in other words, I've got to multiply everything top and bottom by those guys. So in other words, I've got to multiply by minus 3x, write better here, minus 3h minus 7 and Wait a minute. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just messing this up, aren't I? Why did I do that here? This is stupid of me. This is wrong, isn't it? Let's fix that and then we'll go forward. Sorry, I'm just spacey today. Minus 2x minus 7. There we go. That's f of x, right? If you've been wondering the whole time, like, why is Heron doing that? It's because Heron's human and messes up. All right, back to it. All right, so we're going to multiply now by minus 3x minus 3h minus 7 and minus 3x minus 7 and multiply that. And then I'm going to multiply this term by all that stuff also. And I'm going to multiply the denominator by all that stuff. You do all the terms top and bottom. Minus 3x minus 3h minus 7 and okay, so there we go. So to see what we did, I multiply. So there's this fraction, and this h are my original pieces. And notice I multiplied all three of them by both the blue and the red items, the stuff under the little bars, everything that was under little bars. I multiplied all the terms top and bottom by everything under the little bars. So I looked at what's under this little bar and what's under this little bar, the red and the blue, multiplied red and blue, red and blue, red and blue, right? Every term, because I'm doing the same thing to all the terms on the top and the bottom of the fraction. I'm not changing its value. That making sense? As long as you do the same thing to all the terms there, and there, top and bottom, then you haven't changed the value of the fraction. You just change the way it looks. It's legal, in other words. So you got to make sure whenever you mess with a fraction, you do the same thing to all the terms on the top as you do to all the terms on the bottom. So I multiplied all the terms by the red and the blue. And why? Because I want it, because look what it'll do. It'll cancel out right there. It'll cancel out right there. That way I'll get rid of the stuff under the little bars and it won't be a complex fraction anymore. And so what does that leave me then? Let's bring it down to this next line. Bring it on down. So what do we have right here? What's left over? Well, we've got the red minus 3x minus 7 minus, what do we have right here? These are crossed off, so what's left is this. It is, in fact, minus 1, and you can put a 1 in front of this one also, times the minus 3x minus 3h minus 7. And what do we have on the bottom? Everything. It just stays that way on the bottom. Minus 3x minus 3h minus 7 and minus 3x minus 7. Okay, that makes sense. One more time, you see why. These guys cancel. So what was left is 1 times minus 3x minus 7, which you see there. And here, these guys canceled, and what was left is minus 1 times the blue, which you see right there. And the bottom hasn't changed. All right, so now what are we going to do? Well, we're getting closer here. Got to simplify this. Um, on the top, I'm going to distribute. Boom, boom. Minus 3x minus 7. And then the minus 1. Boom, boom, boom. It'll be plus 3x plus 3h plus 7. The bottom, nothing's going to change. I'm not going to multiply it. I'm just going to leave it. It's all just things multiplied together. Just leave it. Okay, so now where does that leave us? Well, a bunch of stuff's going to cancel, hopefully. Let's see. Minus 3x plus 3x minus 7 plus 7. Yeah, so all we have is 3h on the top. Bottom, still the same. Minus 3x minus 3h minus 7 minus 3x minus 7. And H cancels H. You can cancel those out because those are multiplied items. Remember, we cannot cancel added, subtracted items, but we can cancel multiplied items. And so what does that leave us? I think we finally got it. We have got it simplified to where it's no longer a complex fraction. It's just 3 on the top. Oops, that's not a 3. It's just 3 on the top and minus 3x minus 3h minus 7 and minus 3x minus 7 on the bottom. And it's a normal fraction. It's not a complex fraction, not fractions over fractions anymore. So is that what they have? They're 3 over that? Is that what they have for the answer? 3 over that. That's exactly right. So we get that. Second answer right. Let's see that again. So we wrote this at first, and then we said, oh, we can't have fractions in the top of a fraction. So what do? We multiply by all those items under the little bars, top, top, and bottom. And then cancel, 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 and multiply what's left over. Okay, last part, last thing. Now take the derivative, which means the f prime, which is the limit as h goes to 0 of that thing we just found, of this whole thing. So let's do it. So our last step is to come in here and go, okay, so now finally we're going to take the limit as h goes to 0. This is what makes it only 1 point, right? Because this h is the difference between the 2 points, if you remember the derivation of this. This is a slope between 2 points, but now as we let h go to 0, we're letting that second point come infinitely close to the first point. So it's really effectively the slope at 1 point, which is the derivative, the slope of the tangent line at 1 point. So let h be 0. So that's 0, that's gone. So then what do you got? That was pretty easy. So then we just have 3 over minus 3x minus 7 and minus 3x minus 7. Same thing twice. How'd they write it? They just write it squared. But they just wrote it, yeah, they wrote it squared, right? So I'll do one more line here. Equals, and we'll just say it's 3 over minus 3x minus 7 squared. See how they're the same thing twice now? So there she blows. And that's the answer that they have right here for the final answer. So we got it, we simplified it, and that's how we do that.